What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another transfer update. Now, I'm fairly sure I promised that I won't be doing any more transfer updates, and I said I'd be keeping you up to date on Twitter, but there's been some quite significant updates on a couple of players, so I thought there's enough material here for me to make a video. Why not make a video? So I am. So, just want to say before we start the video, if you could support my channel, subscribe, put your notifications on, that'd mean everything to me. Keep up in the loop with everything that's happening with Manchester City, all the transfer news, all the latest news, and all of the match previews, analysis, and everything else that's happening at Manchester City. All that being said and done, we're going to crack on with the video. So we've got a couple of bits of news. We're going to start off first with a player that Man City were linked with about a week ago called Claudio Marchisio. Now, Pep has confirmed that we won't be signing the former Juventus man. I think he'd been released by Juventus. But Man City said they will have a look in the winter market to see if Man City do want any players. As is always, we ended up signing Laporte, if you remember, in the winter window too. So it's a see how it goes situation. Man City, I imagine, will be looking at a central midfielder. But with Claudio Bravo's news of him injuring his Achilles tendon, you know, he may well be out for quite a while. I think rumours are saying 6 months, some are saying until the end of the season. And so Daniel Grimshaw's probably going to be used as Man City's backup goalkeeper. We may look to the window sooner rather than later because we are still, I think, allowed to sign 3 contracts. But whether they can be registered in time for the Premier League, I don't know, but they could be used in cup games and things like that. I really don't know. It's a confusing situation. If he is out for a long period of time, I imagine Man City may well look in the winter at a backup goalkeeper and certainly a central midfielder. Speaking of central midfielders, that is going to move us on to our next target. The Sun have been reporting, and it's plausible this one, that Man City could well make a move for Ruben Neves, the young midfielder, the Portuguese midfielder from Wolves. Been reported for £60 million. Wow. If the deal makes sense, he's had a very impressive season in the Championship. If he can have an impressive time in the next 4 months or so in the Premier League, then big clubs are going to come sniffing round because he's a decent player who's a fantastic signing for Wolves when they signed him back in the Championship. How a Championship club managed to lure someone of that quality to the Championship, well, always helpful to be friends with the agents, if you get where I'm coming from with that. But he may want to move on to bigger and better things. He may want to go and join Manchester City. Man City come sniffing round. You know, stranger things have happened. I imagine the problem there will be £60 million fee. I can't imagine Man City paying £60 million. He is a young player. He may well be a quality player. Whether Man City are going to shell out £60 million is another matter. Man City, they won't pay more than £43 million for Jorginho. So I doubt we're going to go £17 million above and go and sign Ruben Neves. But we'll keep an eye on that one if there are any developments. We'll move on to the outs, and there's quite a bit to get through. So we're going to start off with Jason Denayer. Originally, I thought this was going to be a season-long loan, but it got reported yesterday from sources, I think, in France. They're saying that Lyon want Jason Denayer. They want him on a 4-year deal. Their president said the move is very close. So it'll be a very good move for Jason Denayer, particularly if it is a permanent move too. Just what he needs. Celtic, they're interested in loaning him if things don't end up materialising. Leeds, Torino, Galatasaray have all shown interest in Jason Denayer too. Jason Denayer won't be a Manchester City player come August 31st. I can guarantee you that right now. Where will he end up? It looks like France is a likely destination and Lyon, and it looks like it may well be a permanent move, which would be fantastic. We'll move on. Doheny, he signed for Huddersfield on a 3 transfer after Man City released him back in the summer, so good luck to him on his move. Patrick Roberts has signed for Girona. If you didn't know, I'll put that on Twitter. Links that, by the way, is in the description below. Go check out my Twitter and follow me on there. I'll keep you up to date with things that are happening within minutes of things happening. But Patrick Roberts has signed for Girona. A move to La Liga. It's out of his comfort zone. It's a European league. I wish more English young players would go abroad, and particularly on loan moves, and you know, try and make a name for themselves. So they may well enjoy it. So he's got to move to Spain. So he's got a season in Spain. Go and enjoy the sun, Patrick. Good luck on your move, and hopefully he goes and cracks it and does well with Girona. Next up, as expected with Daniel Azana, he signed for Man City on deadline day. He is now signed for Celtic. It is on a 2-year loan deal. Some have been saying that we might have Daniel Azana coming back for pre-season before rejoining up with the Celtic squad. That wouldn't make sense in my opinion. I imagine he'll probably stay with Celtic. But the Australian winger, 19 years old now, can go and impress north of the border in the SPFL. We'll keep an eye on him. Will he be the next Aaron Moy and Man City won't ever see him? Or will he have a very impressive time at Celtic that Pep might think, oh, I'll give him a chance, see how he does with us in 2 years' time? You never know. Strange things happen like that. Next up, sources in Spain are saying, and it hasn't disappeared by the way, this has carried on for the last few days and it's not disappearing, Real Betis want Zinchenko on loan. I doubt Man City, with the injury to De Bruyne now, are going to be loaning Zinchenko, particularly with a midfield option. But you never know, Man City might not see him as an answer. Man City might see, with Danilo coming back, they might be able to push Fabian Delph into midfield, and therefore we've got Fernandinho, Delph, Gundogan, Phil Foden, Brahim Diaz. I don't know updates on him by the way yet. But yeah, do you know what I mean? He's slipping down the pecking order for Zinchenko. Will Zinchenko move out on loan? I doubt it, but again, you know, strange things happen in the market. The summer market is always very, very strange. Moving on, we're going to move on to Douglas Luiz now. Manchester City may well send him on a season-long loan back to Girona, which I'm not a fan of. He didn't get many minutes for Girona last season. I don't see the point or I don't really see the point of him heading back there. He isn't going to get more minutes all of a sudden this season, you know. It's a strange one. Brazil, the manager has said that he could well call Douglas Luiz up to the senior squad. I'm fairly sure if he gets called up to the senior squad, he has to make an appearance. Once he makes an appearance for Brazil, he'll be classed as a Brazil international and therefore makes the work permit a lot easier, because there was changes in work permits, if I remember rightly, a year or two back, where certain countries and things it looked better and it made work permits a lot easier. Particularly when you're not a citizen within the EU. Things that get complicated when Brexit hits as well, but that's something clubs have to deal with then. But basically, they're looking for international appearances, so you need to be playing international football because he's from Brazil. It's an extremely difficult one to get into, but with a lot of the European players not getting called up to the recent Brazil squad, there is a chance for Douglas Luiz there to go and do go and get his work permit for him to be able to play with Manchester City. In the meantime, Benfica, they're interested in a loan move. Galatasaray too. Galatasaray are interested in Denayer. That would have been a double deal. I don't think that's going to happen with Denayer looking like he's set for Lyon. But Benfica would be a fantastic move for Douglas Luiz, particularly if he can get minutes. It's all about minutes. I don't care where he goes, as long as he gets regular playing time. That's literally all we care about. Don't really care about the standard either. I just want him to have regular football. We all know that he's had a good pre-season with Man City. We know his quality. We know a good hard season with Pep will turn him into a fantastic player that will have clubs sniffing around him. So we're just stuck in limbo at the moment. It's a sad situation to be in. Last but not least, in the outs, we're going to be looking at Phillips Sandler. I've had no word yet. He's been hanging around with the Manchester City squad. His injury means that Man City is certainly going to leave it late in the window. I'm not sure if we're going to see him for Manchester City or not in the Manchester City shirt in the next coming months. But if his injury keeps him out past the transfer window, Man City don't end up loaning him, and he comes back and returns, Man City may well register him for the competitions, for the Premier League and that. You never know. Strange things happen. I can't remember if the Premier League registration's already come and gone or whether it closes on August 31st. It normally closes the day after deadline day, but with deadline day closing, Premier League clubs are still in the transfer market, still got transfer activity. I imagine they'll close it when all the other windows in Europe have closed, which won't be until September 3rd, so midnight on August 31st. So I'm not sure if Man City can go out there and sign a free contracted goalkeeper. If that is the case, and we can, then I expect there to be some serious news with Claudio Bravo's injury news. So yeah, there you go. Just as we're recording the video, Jason Denayer has now joined Lyon on a permanent basis, so good luck to Jason Denayer. That is very, very strange for me to record in a video, so that is a live update for you as I've recorded this video. Last but not least, we're going to move on to the contract. Two bits of news. I said we didn't have a transfer update on Brahim Diaz, but we do have a contract update. Goal have been reporting that Man City are confident now they can get Brahim Diaz on a new contract. His contract's up at the end of the season, so 2019 in June. Great news if we can get him on a new contract, because he's a good player and he's still hanging around the first team squad. There we go. And last but not least, we were looking at Johnstone. New deal apparently in the line. He's had a very impressive couple of seasons at Manchester City now. He's just got his confidence back from the World Cup. And when his confidence is up, he is a phenomenal defender, isn't he? Man City looking to tie him down. So there we go. There's been the transfer update. Jason Denayer was set to leave Manchester City. He has now left Manchester City on a permanent basis. I presume that will be a 3 or 4 year deal to Lyon, so good luck to him. We're looking at news, we're looking at perhaps Ruben Neves of Wolves, perhaps, and we're certainly looking at a goalkeeper, particularly if the registration window for the Premier League is not until September 1st. So we'll keep you up to date. we'll have more of these videos. They're not going to be as regular, not going to be daily, because I'm not expecting it to be that much news. It's just going to be little bits of filtering in news. So probably a weekly series leading right up to deadline day for everyone else at the end of August. So make sure you stay tuned, make sure you subscribe, notifications on. Don't forget to leave a big thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave in the comments your thoughts and well wishes for Jason Denayer, who leaves Manchester City now. And I will see you all again very soon for the next video. Social media links there in the description below, along with my email. If you want to go and hit me up with any sponsorships for any videos or any business enquiries, you can email in description below. You can also go and check out my second channel, JSGC Gaming, and my brother's partner channel, Mixed, doing mixology drinks, which I sometimes feature in his videos too. You want to go and check them out, like and subscribe. I will leave the links to them at the end of this video if you wish to go and check them out, along with many of my videos. You want to go and check them out. Plenty more content daily, Manchester City and football videos. So I'll see you all for the next video very soon. It's been JSGC. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace. Ciao for now.